Welcome to Star Trek Mission Chicago. On April 9th, my friend Keith and I went to the Star Trek convention in Chicago. We're going to take you along for the ride. Hope you enjoy. Here is a layout of the convention floor. There was exhibits, vendors, autographs, photos, lots of fun stuff. Check out all of these Star Trek action figures. Really liked this Star Trek pinball machine top and a claw machine for some tribbles. Some beautiful Star Trek ornaments. Almost pulled the trigger on some of these. This was an exhibit that was promoting Star Trek Ship NFTs. There's a little 3D model there, and then you went into this room. It was made to look like the holodeck on the Enterprise D. There were screens all the way around the room, and then these doors opened, revealing one of the custom ships that you could possibly purchase. But pretty cool room nonetheless. There are some very detailed figurines. 2 Rikers. And of course, Khan! These were some interesting tables. I don't think my wife would have let me add these to the household decor. Really like this old school looking Star Trek folder. Some cool pins. So in the second episode of season 2 of Star Trek Picard, if you're not watching it, don't worry, you're not missing anything. They go to an alternate timeline and Picard is this ruthless killer and he has this room of all the skulls of the people that he's killed. And they had all the props from that scene here at the convention. Is pretty cool to see. So I'm going to show you what these are and we'll go through them. We'll start off with Borg Sentinel 1 of 2. And then we have Sarek, I believe that is Spock's dad. Martok, which is a Klingon. And Dukat, famous in Deep Space Nine. This is Commodore Yushi. He is a Saurian. And the Ferengi skull here is for Grand Nagus Zek. The last skull is for Chieftain Metalis, which was a new species created for this scene. You're able to buy some Star Trek beverages, also some Picard wine. Very interesting. And you can even get your tattoo. This I passed on as well. Here are some costumes used in Star Trek Picard. Found this Playmobil Star Trek Enterprise, which is pretty cool. There's a few sightings of Star Trek cards on the vendor floor. There's another exhibit for Star Trek Strange New Worlds, in which they show off some of the props and the costumes for the show. So let's take a look. This series is set before Star Trek the original series, with Captain Pike as the captain of the Enterprise. Spock is also the science officer on this Enterprise. Here are some shots of the set. And we're going to pan around and see a model of the Enterprise 1701. Very cool seeing the Enterprise here. And then a shot of the Enterprise and the crew. Captain Pike there in the middle. Spock is in blue. Here is Captain Pike's uniform. If you look on the sleeve of these uniforms, you can see the type of officer that the uniform is for. This is the command with the rank on the cuff there. Here are some of the props, very similar to the original series. I did notice that there's a little screen in the tricorder there, which is obviously new. Here's Spock's uniform. Thought the boots were pretty cool. I believe this is the cadets uniform as well as the cadets dress uniform. And we have the operations insignia there. And then we'll go back over to Spock's with the science insignia on the sleeve. I don't know if you'll ever be able to see that on TV, but I thought it was a cool feature that they added on the uniforms. This is the uniform for number 1, played by Rebecca Romijn. She's going to have the command insignias on her sleeves there. And here is the medical officer's uniform with insignias as well. We have one of the Andorian officers in a street jacket. And we dubbed this Captain Jack Sparrow uniform here to finish us off. One of the new Star Trek shows I would recommend watching would be Star Trek Lower Decks, which is an animated show. Lots of nostalgia with some cringy jokes. We visited a panel with some of the voice actors, including Jerry O'Connell and Mike McMahon, who is the creator of the series, who also created Rick and Morty.
Guys, this is the first time since the show aired that we've been able to come out and do something like this with everybody. What the heck?
I thought it was cool that the voice actors came out in the uniforms that their animated counterparts wear in the show.
Sulu, George Takei!
It's George Takei, Sulu on Star Trek the original series. He shared a powerful story of his family being arrested and sent to internment camps during World War II.
My father came into our bedroom early in the morning, dressed us hurriedly, and said, "You boys wait in the living room while your mother and I do some last-minute packing." Suddenly, we saw 2 soldiers marching up our driveway. They carried rifles with shiny bayonets on them. They stomped up the front porch and with their fists began pounding on the door. My brother and I were terrified. My father came out of the bedroom, answered the door, and literally at gunpoint, those shiny bayonets that they had on their rifle. They pointed that at my father and said, we've got the order to get you out. No other evidence of any criminal activity other than our face. And that was the beginning, just the beginning. It was a whole series of horrors, which you can read about in my book.
My friend Keith wanted an autograph of a Star Trek figure from none other than Wil Wheaton, Wesley Crusher on Star Trek The Next Generation. While we were waiting in line, we saw some other actors. Here is Alexander Siddig, also known as Dr. Julian Bashir. Here's Michelle Hurd from Star Trek Picard. Don't watch Star Trek Picard. On our way out, we caught the last bit of the Star Trek Discovery panel where we saw Doug Jones, Commander Saru. And that was our day. Thank you so much for watching. Live long and prosper. And don't forget to rock and roll.